second graders. This week for math, we're going to be reviewing our number line strategies for addition and subtraction. So this lesson is about how to add two numbers together on a number line. You've done this many times, so this is review. We are going to start, though, this week with 3-digit addition. So you're going to be adding 3-digit numbers. That means it has hundreds, tens, and ones place to another 3-digit number. So the numbers might be a little bigger than some of you have done, but you're all ready for it because you've all used number lines lots and lots this year. It's good to review it, though, for your own benefit so that you have it as a strategy, but you're also going to use it in 3rd grade and even 4th grade. You'll use number lines for addition and subtraction, and you'll use them for multiplication, making hops of the same amount. So it's just good to practice the number line strategy and have that fresh in your mind. So that's what we're going to do this week. Okay, so we're going to start today with using the number line to solve a 3-digit addition problem. Okay, so I have written a 3-digit addition problem. And if you want to, grab a piece of paper, pause my video, grab a piece of paper and a pencil. And you can do this with me if you want, but you are also more than welcome to just watch. If you get confused at some point while you're doing it, I recommend you come back and rewatch this video, and hopefully it will help. But you know I'm always available during office hours, and so is Mr. Cam. Okay? All right, so for today's example, we're going to add 543 and 326 and see what the sum of those two add-ins is. Okay? We're going to use it we're going to use an open number line to solve this. Okay, so our first step, and you'll see this in the activity that I've attached a strategy poster that you can print out that has the steps laid out for you, and I recommend you print that if you can and have that next to you while you're doing all of your number line problems. It's just a great tool to go back and make sure you're doing each of those steps and in the right order. So the first step when you're doing the open number line strategy is to draw an open number line. So you remember from 2nd grade that an open number line, there's nothing marked on it yet. I don't know what numbers are going to be on here yet. I don't know how far apart they are. There could be a 0 here and a 1 way down here, or there could be a 0 to 1 right there. It could start with a completely different number. The nice thing about this is it becomes my tool to use my way, whatever I think will benefit me. Okay? All right. So now I've drawn my open number line. The next step is I'm going to draw my first number at the beginning of the number line. Now, I could choose. I could either start with 543 or 326. Neither one is wrong to start with, but I think it is helpful to start with a bigger number because then you have less jumps to make to get to your sum. So I usually recommend you start with a bigger number. So today we're going to start with 543 because it is bigger. So I'm going to write 543 down here on my number line. I mark my line and I mark my number down below it. Okay? That's my first step. First step is number line. Second step is mark it. Third step is to do the expanded form of the other number. That tells me how many hops and jumps I need to make. Okay? All right, so I've already got 543 because that's where I'm starting. So I'm doing the expanded form of 326. 326 has 3 hundreds, 2 tens, which is 20, and 6 ones. There is my expanded form of 326. And that tells me what I need to jump, hop, and step. Okay? All right. So the first thing I'm going to jump are my hundreds. And I know by looking up here that I need to jump 3 hundreds. Okay? Now, I don't want to make a huge big jump like that because I only have so much space. I'm only using one of these little whiteboards. And I know I'm still going to have a bunch of jumps to do. So they're not going to be huge. But the hundreds should be maybe a little bit bigger than the tens and the ones just for me, just for what I see, and to help me realize that they're worth more. So I'll do about this big. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there are my 3 jumps of 100. We're going to call those jumps. Now you know from 2nd grade we always label what our hops are worth, and we always label where we land. Now, it might be hard on this activity that you're doing to label what the hops are worth. Do your best, but I would like you to if you can. If you print it, you definitely can. Okay? All right, so in each of these, I'm going to write plus 100 because each of those hops is worth 100 and I am adding. I'm not subtracting. So that's important that I have the plus sign and the amount, which is 100. Now I need to label where I land at the bottom of each hop. So if I start at 543 and I hop 100, well, 543 has 5 hundredths. I'm going to have 6 hundredths, and I'm not changing my tens and my ones at all because they're zeros. So I go to 643, and then I go to 743, and then I go to 843. Okay, so I have done my jumps of 100. So I like to cross off my hundreds just so I can keep track of what I have finished and what I haven't. I still have to do my tens. I still have to do my ones. Okay, now I need to hop 20, which I know you all know is 2 tenths. Okay, so I am now going to do 1, 2. See how my tens are a little bit smaller? Just helps me see that they're worth less. And then inside again, I'm going to label what each of those hops is worth. They're each worth 10. And now I need to put where I land on the number line. So I was at 843. I'm not adding any hundreds. It's still going to be 800. I have 4 tens, and I'm adding 1 more, so now I have 5 tens, and I'm not changing my ones. So I go to 853, and then I go to 863, because all I did was add 1 more 10. All right, so I've done my hops, my 2 hops of 10. Now all I have left are my 6 ones, and we're going to call those steps. So I'm going to do 6 steps. Some of you could just do a hop of 6. I'm totally okay with that. You know what I say, if you are comfortable doing that math in your head, go for it. But if you're not, do 6 hops of 1. That's what I'm going to do now. You could also do a hop of 5 and a hop of 1 if you'd like to do that, or whatever combination makes sense in your head, okay? You're at the point now where you can make those decisions on your own. But I'm going to show you doing 6 hops of 1, 6 steps, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go, I'm adding 6 ones because I need my 6 ones up there. Now there isn't really room in our ones, to put a +1, so usually we just go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, like that. So we know they're worth ones. And we also don't label the bottom of the hops for all the ones just because it's too hard. They're too close together. It'll just be a huge mess. We just count it, and then we label just the end, which is going to be our sum where we land. So if we start at 863, I'm going to count up these 6 hops. 864, 865, 866, 867, 868, 869. And now I can cross off my ones because I got it all. And my sum is 869. That is a review of the number line strategy for addition. Okay? Now you're going to go into the student template that's attached. It's 1 page, and there's 4 problems just like this. If you can print it, I think that's better. And then you can just write on it and send me a picture or upload a copy of that document, if you can somehow do that, a PDF of that document. If that's too hard, you can even just take a blank piece of paper and just write the problems down just like I did and solve them on a number line, okay? I would recommend not trying to use the seesaw tools to do it, like the drawing tools, because it's a lot to write and it's going to get really messy. The more messy it gets, the more confused you will get. If all my numbers were blurred together, I would be completely confused. So I really recommend you print it, or just grab a blank piece of paper and rewrite the problems yourself. If you have any questions at all, you can rewatch this video, but you can always come to my office hours or Mr. Cam's office hours, or send me a note and I'll help you anytime. Okay? After you finish this activity, there's some optional addition problems on an open number line, and then I want you to do the subtraction problems on an open number line. Okay? Good luck, 2nd graders.